Please adhere to YouTube selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alrighty, so y'all know when you get a new, fresh pack of rolling paper, when you open it up for the first time, what do you see? Well, typically speaking, at least, you do not see the actual paper itself. On top of the paper, you see the rolling paper start sheet that you have to remove before you can actually get to the paper and start smoking. And on that start sheet, typically speaking, at least, it says, well, please remove, and it says do not roll with, and it says do not smoke with, and everything like that kind of thing. You're really not supposed to smoke the, well, cigarette pack start sheet. However, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing in today's video, because I may or may not have rolled a cigarette with the rolling paper start sheet, and today, well, as said, I'm going to be smoking it to start getting lung cancer. Although I will admit that ship has certainly sailed, that is for sure, and I'm saying. But what are my expectations for this experience where I'm going to be smoking the rolling paper start sheet? Well, my expectations are pretty simple. I think it's going to burn pretty well. I think it's overall going to be a decently smoking cigarette, that is for sure. But I definitely do not think it's going to taste all that great, just simply because, well, there is a lot of ink on this start sheet right here, that is for sure. You know what I'm saying? I do definitely think the ink is going to make this cigarette have sort of a chemically taste, and it's probably just going to combine with the tobacco I used on the inside of this cigarette right here. The tobacco I used on the inside of this cigarette was just some Pharaoh's unfiltered tobacco, and I think it's just going to combine to make sort of a chemically tasting cigarette that really isn't all that pleasant. But I definitely don't think it's going to be bad smoking, that is for sure. I definitely do think this might be more ashy than usual, but I could certainly be wrong. And I do also think that this might be more rough than usual as well, just simply because of the ink, but I could certainly be wrong about that as well. You know what I'm saying? But I do think, without further ado, it is now time for me to go ahead and, well, get this cigarette right here that was rolled with the rolling paper start sheet all lit up, and go ahead and start getting, well, lung cancer. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? First off, though, I do suppose I should probably get my lighter out of my pocket. But now that I have my lighter out of my pocket, let's go ahead and get this lit up. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? And right off the bat, it's definitely not pleasant tasting, but I did get a lot of lighter fluid taste, so it could just be the lighter fluid taste in all honesty. And it was a little bit rough as well, which I was expecting, as said, and it definitely is a little bit ashy as well, which is what I was expecting. So certainly no surprises so far, at least. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Woo! That does not taste good. That does not taste good, y'all. That does not taste good. That tastes terrible. Yeah, it tastes not really super chemically like a chemically cigarette taste kind of thing, but you can definitely tell this is paper that is not meant to be smoked. It's that kind of chemically taste, I definitely have to say. It tastes more like printer paper than it tastes like rolling paper, in my personal opinion. Maybe this is not at all the same consistency as the rolling paper that is in the rest of this Juicy J's green apple pack, in all honesty, kind of thing. I thought it was literally the exact same paper but with a different print, but maybe it's literally just completely different paper. I really have no clue, though. It was a little bit rough at the beginning, but now I definitely have to say it's not really super rough or anything like that kind of thing. It's just not really the most pleasant smoking experience. The ash is a little bit ashy as well, kind of thing, but not super ashy, not any more ashy than normal or anything like that kind of thing for Juicy J's paper, so certainly no complaints on my behalf. But the taste overall is definitely what my expectation is coming most true about. The taste certainly is not super pleasant, and honestly, the sort of inky, sort of chemically, sort of low quality paper taste that you're not really meant to be smoking and everything like that kind of thing, or the sort of paper taste from paper that you're not meant to smoke, I do suppose is the right way of putting it, is very much overwhelming the tobacco taste and making it where it's definitely not the most pleasant experience in the world. But I do suppose it makes sense. You're really not supposed to, well, smoke the rolling paper start sheet, that is for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to go ahead and grab myself a little bit of a screenshot real quick if I can get my rolling paper out of my pocket right here. Certainly no complaints on my behalf, though. It certainly is burning. Am I getting super buzzed or anything like that kind of thing? At the moment, I am not getting super buzzed, but I definitely do think as we get deeper into the cigarette, I will certainly get a little bit buzzed, that is for sure. But right off the bat kind of thing, this is honestly not the worst experience in the world. Yes, you do most certainly get a sort of inky, sort of chemical taste kind of thing from this paper. It's just sort of a chemical paper taste from paper that you're really not supposed to smoke and everything like that kind of thing, that is for sure. You can definitely tell there's ink on this paper. You can definitely tell there's a lot of stuff printed on it that you're really not supposed to smoke and everything like that kind of thing. You can definitely tell that. But in all honesty, it's really not the worst thing in the world. The ash is pretty consistent and everything like that kind of thing. It's not super rough, and the taste really is... It's bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not like overwhelmingly terrible. I can't really taste any of the tobacco taste in there, and the tobacco taste for the Pharaoh's unfiltered cigarettes, which is the tobacco I use for the inside of the cigarette right here, is a little bit sour, and I definitely am getting a little bit of a sour taste, but I can't tell if it's actually from the tobacco itself or if it's actually from the rolling paper, and maybe I can taste a little bit of the tobacco, but really not much at all. It definitely is being very much overwhelmed by, well, the rolling paper start sheet, which definitely does make sense because, well, paper is a pretty overwhelming taste when you're not meant to smoke it, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But am I getting lung cancer from this experience? Am I starting my lung cancer journey during this experience right now and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? Most certainly, but as I said at the beginning of this video, I think that ship has sailed, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's smoking pretty consistently. The ash isn't just flying everywhere and everything like that kind of thing. Overall, this definitely is not the worst thing in the world. How I made this cigarette, I basically just took, well, the start sheet. I just filled up my rolling machine with a filter. I just used a top filter, and I just used some Pharaoh's unfiltered tobacco, as said. And then I just cut a gum strip off of a top paper and everything like that kind of thing. And then I just stuck the gum strip on, well, the start sheet. And then I literally just rolled the start sheet into the, well, into my rolling machine, just like a normal rolling paper and everything like that kind of thing. And honestly, it was pretty easy to roll up and everything like that kind of thing. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Is this something I would do again? Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't think I would do this again, in all honesty kind of thing. Definitely not the most pleasant tasting experience in the world. But if I was out of papers and the only thing I had for some reason was a leftover start sheet, and I had gum paper, I had the gum part of some papers for whatever reason kind of thing, would I do this again? And if I really wanted some nicotine, I do suppose I would. But in any realistic scenario, I would not do this again, in all honesty. It's just not really all that great of an experience. And I got a bug on me, just flick the bug off and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? Don't want no bugs on me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, overall, I mean, like, very minor complaints on my behalf, you know what I'm saying? It is a cigarette that is smoking pretty well. Lots of tar coming through, as we can see, you know what I'm saying? Lots of tar, as we can see. But it's smoking pretty well kind of thing. It's not super rough at the moment. I do definitely think it's going to get decently rough when we get to about this point right here. But it's smoking pretty well. The paper is staying put and everything like that kind of thing. Really, the most flaky part of the paper is the top paper right here and everything like that, which makes sense. Top paper is indeed pretty flaky. But yeah, I'm legitimately impressed kind of thing. It's not a bad experience. Does not taste great, but it smokes just like a normal cigarette should and everything like that kind of thing, which makes sense. It's thin-ish paper, and you might not be meant to smoke it, but it's thin-ish paper nonetheless, and thin paper tends to work pretty well for rolling with, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, certainly no complaints on my behalf, you know what I'm saying? Certainly no complaints on my behalf at all. Definitely not a pleasant taste, as said, but am I starting to get lung cancer from this? Most certainly, you know what I'm saying? Most certainly no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that taste is really not pleasant, though, I ain't gonna lie. It was kind of bearable at the beginning of the cigarette, but as we're getting towards the end with the tar buildup and everything like that kind of thing, it really is just getting unbearable. That is a terrible taste. This is one of the most worst tasting cigarettes I have ever smoked. This is worse tasting than a Maverick Red, and that is saying a lot, you know what I'm saying? That is saying a lot. Maverick Reds have a super overwhelming chemically taste, and they taste terrible, and this tastes worse than that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. The taste right off the bat is definitely just getting worse and worse and worse, and is definitely not a pleasant experience, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I mean, like, really can't complain too much, you know what I'm saying? Really can't complain too much. Am I feeling a little bit buzzed right now or anything like that kind of thing? Really, not particularly. I'm not really feeling particularly buzzed or anything like that kind of thing, but overall, yeah, really no complaints on my behalf, you know what I'm saying? Really no complaints on my behalf. I'm not really feeling super buzzed or anything like that, but I definitely am feeling a little bit relaxed. I definitely am feeling a little bit chill right now and everything like that. I can definitely tell I'm getting some nicotine in my system, even though I'm not really feeling distinctly buzzed, that is for sure. But overall, yeah, I wouldn't do this again. I wouldn't recommend any of y'all try this at home. Do not do this at home, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely would not do this again, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But overall, as said, definitely not the worst experience in the world, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely something I don't really have much else to say about as well, you know what I'm saying? And I was just farting there for a minute. Certainly no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, not really too much else to say. The filter is getting really mushy towards the end. It's to be expected. It's a top filter after all. But, yeah. Overall, what are my final thoughts on this experience? I definitely have to say my final thoughts on this experience: tastes terrible, tastes a lot like chemicals and everything like that kind of thing. You can definitely tell you are not meant to smoke this paper. The ash, though, is pretty good. It's not super flaky ash or anything like that kind of thing. It is not particularly rough, but the taste really is just so bad. It's worse than any cigarette I've ever smoked. Not worse than any other, and not worse than any paper I've smoked. I definitely have to say, compared to printer paper, this is about on the same level. Compared to receipt paper, I definitely have to say receipt paper is a lot better than this. But yeah, I definitely would not do this again, and I definitely would not recommend any of y'all try this at home, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But I do think, without further ado, I'm going to go and just chain, I think, 2 or 3 more hits, and then after that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there, or end the cigarette right there, go ahead and just stub it out and everything like that kind of thing. And then after that, now that I've already given you guys my final thoughts on this experience and everything like that kind of thing, I'm just going to go and end the video after I stub out my cigarette. I will admit, I don't really want any more hits of this cigarette because, well, it just tastes so terrible. It really did not taste terrible at the beginning kind of thing. It tasted terrible at the beginning, but not as terrible as it tastes right now. Let me just put it that way kind of thing. But yeah, definitely not something I ever want to do again, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I am happy that I tried rolling a cigarette with the rolling paper start sheet, and I'm so glad that I tried smoking it to start getting lung cancer. And I will admit, I definitely do think if anything is going to give me lung cancer, it's definitely this, that is for sure, you know what I'm saying? But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and take the last hit of the cigarette and go ahead and stub out the cigarette right there. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm going to go and stub this out on the ground. Definitely not the most pleasant experience in the world, that is for sure. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the rest of the filter and all that and everything like that kind of thing just somewhere where I can see it, so I can make sure I remember to throw it away after this video and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? But overall, yeah, this was a terrible experience. Not a terrible, okay, I will admit, I said this was a terrible experience. It was not a terrible experience. It was a terrible taste, though. But in all honesty, it smoked pretty well. I'm feeling very relaxed, feeling very nice right now and everything like that kind of thing, other than the super terrible taste in my mouth. But I'm feeling very nice, very relaxed right now. Maybe feeling a little bit buzzed now that I changed a couple hits at the end of the cigarette and everything like that kind of thing. But the ash wasn't super flaky, and it burned pretty well, and it wasn't really super harsh. It was just overall a terrible damn taste. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. A terrible taste. I would not do this again. You could pay me to do this again, but I would not do this again for free. That is for sure, and I'm saying. But those are pretty much my final thoughts on this experience. That was the experience where I rolled a cigarette with the rolling paper start sheet and smoked it to start getting lung cancer. Overall, I don't really think I have too much else to say, so as such, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. Thank you very much for watching me roll a cigarette with the rolling paper start sheet and smoke it to start getting lung cancer. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel, all in the description down below. You know what I'm saying? Go check it all out. And as said, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. But until the next one, y'all, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?